pitch to Garcia. Curveball hammered out to left. Deep left. Bye-bye baseball for Abisail Garcia.
What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Hum Baby Baseball channel. And today, the Milwaukee Brewers reportedly are signing Colton Wong, second baseman, longtime second baseman for the Cardinals, elite defense, good hitter, doesn't strike out a lot, and he's going to be a very nice addition to that Brewers lineup. And why not talk about the Brewers as long as we're talking about Colton Wong and this signing as we continue our 30 clubs in 30 days. Today we will talk about the Milwaukee Brewers. They have been fairly quiet along with the rest of the National League Central until fairly recently. All of a sudden we started seeing some moves. The Cubs signed Jock Peterson, and then the big move, the Cardinals get Nolan Arenado, and now the Brewers have signed Colton Wong. But he is not the only signing so far. The Brewers have signed a few other guys, and we'll talk about them in a minute. A few familiar names there. But let's get more into Colton Wong. This is a guy who won consecutive Gold Gloves, one in 2019 and then another last year in 2020. As I said, elite defense. Cardinals fans were definitely hoping that he would re-sign with St. Louis, but instead he's going to be signing reportedly a 2-year deal worth around $18 million with a third-year option around $8 million, and it was unlikely he would return to the Cardinals after they turned down his $12.5 million option for 21 in order to free up money that they obviously needed to help snag Arenado from the Rockies. But Wong is a great player, .350 on base percentage in 2020 with just 30 strikeouts and 181 at-bats. He had a WAR of 5.2 in 2019 over a full season, showing that he's a difference maker as compared to your average second baseman. And with this move, I'm going to assume that the Brewers are going to shift Keston Hiura over to first base. And I love Keston Hiura. At least, he didn't have a great year last year, as we'll talk about, but I think he's got a lot of potential to be really good in 21 and going forward. There's also a few other additions I just want to make note of, a few names that I recognize there on that list. And if you're a Giants fan, you probably recognize Daniel Robertson and Zach Green. And I was a huge Zach Green fan when he was in the Giants organization, especially after he crushed 25 home runs in just 252 at-bats at AAA in 2019. He also had a .380 on base. I never really understood why the Giants didn't give him a more extended shot in the big leagues, but hey, it is what it is. He is now with the Brewers organization, and I think if he plays well like he did with the Giants organization, they're definitely going to notice him over there in Nashville, and they might give him a little call-up. As for Daniel Robertson, he actually signed a big league deal worth $900,000. He's a versatile backup, good on-base ability, strong defense, puts the ball in play. Last year he hit .333 with a couple RBIs in 17 games for the Giants, but more importantly, he played shortstop, second base, third base, outfield. He is a Swiss Army knife for the Brewers, and he is a nice versatile option to fill in, platoon, whatever they need in that infield. So the Brew crew picking up Daniel Robertson and also Tim Lopes off waivers from Seattle, and he can also provide some infield depth. And they also signed a catcher by the name of Luke Maile. I believe I'm saying that right. I'm not even sure. But he is signed to a major league deal, surprisingly, because they got like 800 catchers already. They got Omar Narvaez, Manny Pena, Jacob Nottingham, and they have someone else I can't remember. And they have a ton of prospects. So they have a couple guys on the way soon. They got catchers galore. Kind of like the Giants. We got a ton of catchers too, except for the differences. I'm not trying to brag, but our catchers are actually pretty good. Just messing with you guys, Brewers fans. You guys are awesome. But yeah, you have a great team. But yeah, catcher, a little shaky there. Last name that might jump out at you is Luis Perdomo. Long time, supposedly this awesome prospect for the Padres. He never really was that great. He did get better when he got moved to the bullpen, but unfortunately he had to have Tommy John. So I don't think he's going to be an impact player in 21, but interesting move nevertheless, because it is a recognizable name. He's with the Brewers organization now. So enough of that. Let's get to this lineup, and let's check out this lineup right here. A potential lineup. Who knows the order? Who knows? This is just a potential lineup for 2021. And by the way, as far as I know, Daniel Vogelbach is still there. He could be in the lineup, or especially if there's a DH. Probably won't be, but who knows? We still don't know for sure. So if there is a DH, he would probably be perfect as a DH. But as of now, I don't have him in there. I do have Lorenzo Cain because he is the incumbent leadoff guy. I think Wong might take over that spot, but as of now, Lorenzo Cain is your leadoff man, 2019 Gold Glover. Opted out of almost all of 2020. He's going to be 35 soon. And in 2019, his last full season, unfortunately, he didn't look that great offensively. It was kind of a big decline for him that year. He had the lowest batting average of his career. Some of his advanced stats dropping a little bit. His defense still awesome. He won a Gold Glove, and I think he's going to continue to be great in the outfield, and I think he's going to be okay at the plate, but I'm not going to count on Lorenzo Cain to have some kind of a great year at 35 years old. It could happen, but I don't expect it offensively. And I'm a huge Lorenzo Cain fan ever since he was with the Royals. So don't get it twisted. I'm rooting for him, but I'm just not going to expect a big, massive year from Lorenzo Cain offensively. Then you got Colton Wong, and I do expect a great season from him defensively and offensively. I think it's a great signing for the Brewers. In left field, looking for a bounce-back season, we got CHRISTIAN Yelich, and I fully expect it to happen. I think after a miserable slump to start 2020, he actually was looking to get back to the normal CHRISTIAN Yelich, and then the season ended. If you look at some of the advanced stats that all y'all analytical experts know about, and I'm learning, I'm getting there, I'm learning, I'm old school, but I'm learning, and you look at exit velocity, hard hit ball percentage, all those kind of stats, he's actually still elite. He's like 99 percentile in all that stuff in 2020. So I think there was some bad luck. Obviously, yes, he was in a slump. He was struggling, but I think there was also some bad luck, and all that it was just not good. I think Yelich is still Yelich. He's going to hit 38 home runs, and he's going to hit over 300 in 2021. Keston Hiura is another guy who struggled mightily in 2020. He got to show big improvement in 21. And in 19, he showed what he could do. He hit over 300. He crushed 19 bombs. Unlike Yelich, though, some of his advanced stats for 2020 from my research do show some regression. So that's not a good sign, but I just have a feeling that he's going to be a lot better in 2021. I don't know if he's going to be as good as he was in 19, but I think he's a good player, and I think being at first base might actually help him because he did struggle at second base, and maybe that just taking that off of your mind, less mistakes, less bad throws to worry about. Maybe he can focus more on hitting and not worry about that, and maybe it'll help him. But I think Keston Hiura is going to be much better in 21. Same story for Avisail Garcia. He hit at least 18 home runs for 3 straight years. And then in 2020, you don't expect 18 because it's a shortened year, but he only hit 2. And he had a 238 batting average, so it wasn't a great year for him. He hit 282 over a full season in 2019 with Tampa Bay, and he owns a career line of 271, 324 on base, 422 slugging. Expect some massive moonshots for him in 2021 and a much better season. Next up is Orlando Arcia, who the Brewers are bringing back for 21. He played in almost every game in 2020, drove in 20 runs with a 317 on base, so nice year for him. As far as catcher, like I said, they got a ton of them, but none of them are exactly elite. Narvaez hit a rather pathetic 176 in 2020. You got Manny Pena, the other main option, and he hasn't been much better. Like I said, they do got some prospects who are on their way, but overall, I'd say that's not the strongest position. Lastly, at third, Luis Urias, still their best option there, although he had major issues in 2020. He got COVID-19, he broke his hand, and he just generally didn't play that well. Daniel Robertson, Tim Lopes, Mark Mathias will also get a shot to spend some time at third base and play other infield positions as needed. So, yeah, Brewers, I mean, there you have it. That's their lineup. Even with Colton Wong, even assuming that we're going to see bounce-back years from guys like Yelich and Hiura and other guys like that, I don't think this is the strongest lineup, to be quite honest. It's not terrible. You got good power there in the middle. Like I said, I mean, it's decent, but it kind of just drops off. It kind of just fades away there towards the end of that lineup. And again, at the beginning of Cain, I don't know what you're going to get. I'm not super optimistic that Lorenzo Cain is going to be that great, but I hope I'm wrong. I hope he proves me wrong. But all in all, like I said, not the worst lineup, but I can't say that it's great. I really like some of the other teams in the Central better as far as offensively, as far as lineups go. So I'm going to give this lineup a C+. Moving on to the rotation, at first glance, it looks pretty good, pretty impressive, especially at the top there. We'll get into some of these guys. They didn't have very good years last year, but number 1 and 2 did. Both homegrown talents, both have a chance to be 2021 All-Stars. Brandon Woodruff followed up his 11-3 2019 campaign with a great 2020, striking out 93 and 73, lowering that ERA to 3.05, while Corbin Burns was a legit Cy Young candidate, ended up striking out a ridiculous 88 and 59.2. He had an ERA of 2.11 and was one of the major reasons the Brewers made the playoffs. So right there, that 1-2 punch is solid. After that, it gets a little more questionable because all 3 of those guys had not good 2020s. Hauser is the guy I find most likely to bounce back due to just great stuff that he has shown when he's on. I've seen him on. I've seen him dominant, and he was dominant to start the year before he finally just fell apart and got moved to the bullpen. But I think the Brewers believe in Hauser, and I think they're going to give him another shot in 21. And if he doesn't bounce back, there's going to be big problems if they don't sign somebody, because after that, Josh Lindblom and Eric Lauer, neither impressed in 2020. Lindblom was awesome in South Korea, but he has not shown that ability in the big leagues. Eric Lauer had an impressive, in a bad way, ERA of 13.09. Hopefully by opening day, the Brewers will have signed someone else, like a Rich Hill or somebody, just to get some depth, just to get somebody else there to compete. I mean, I know they got some other guys, but, you know, they need to sign somebody, I think, because right now, yes, the top is great, and if Hauser is good, which I think he will be, it's not a terrible rotation, but I just think you need more stability there. I think there's too many question marks as of now, but I'm still going to give it a good grade, a decent grade, just because you got those top two guys, and I think Hauser's going to be good. So I think you got three strong pitchers, assuming Hauser has a bounce back year, and I hope he does. But all in all, I can't give it too much higher than this. I'm going to give the rotation a fairly generous B-, just because I love the top of that rotation. So B- on the rotation. And finally, we get to the bullpen, and I think the bullpen might be the strongest area of this team. You got Josh Hader. You got Rookie of the Year Devin Williams. Hader continued to send guys back to the bench in 2020, striking out 31 in 19. But Devin Williams, he thought he was playing MLB The Show. Nobody told him it was real. He thought he was sitting on his couch playing MLB The Show, because he struck out 53 in 27 with a ridiculously insane .33 ERA. And it's understandable he can't maintain that over a 162, but I'm just saying, like, if this is legit, if this is even half legit, then the Brewers just found a serious relief pitcher right here, and he's going to be huge for them in 21. Other names include another former Giant, Ray Black, who can touch 100 miles an hour. He has potential. Brent Suter has been really good out of the bullpen and as an occasional starter with this kind of a weird delivery where it looks like he's going sidearm, but then he comes over and batters don't see the ball. Even though he doesn't throw really hard, he just deceives, and he's good. They even got Phil Bickford still. Remember him? That's like, what? Phil Bickford? He was a first-round pick from the Giants a long time ago, and so, hey, guy's got talent, obviously, a first-round talent right there, so you never know. But yeah, I like this bullpen. There's a lot of names there that I think are decent. There's some names that, need some work. There's guys who have good stuff who have not yet proven themselves at the big league level. But when you got Hader, Devin Williams, Brent Suter, Ray Black I like, they got a lot of guys there, and I actually like this bullpen, to be honest. I think it's a strong bullpen. A lot of decent arms to choose from there. I'm going to give this bullpen a pretty decent score. I'm going to say B+ for the Milwaukee Brewers bullpen. Final analysis is it depends so much on guys who basically sucked, for lack of a better word, in 2020 and need to bounce back in 21. I'm talking about Yelich. I'm talking about Keston Hiura. I'm talking about Luis Urias, and I'm definitely talking about three of those guys in that rotation, the 3, 4, 5 starters. They need to be better. They don't all need to be better, but a lot of them, especially the main guys. And I think most of them will, honestly. I think the Brewers are still a good team. I think they're, they made the playoffs. Yeah, they needed the extended playoffs. If we don't have extended playoffs, it's going to be tough for them. I think they have a chance to make the playoffs again, but it's going to be tough. I'm saying that they're decent. As of right now, I think they're going to make more moves. As of right now, I think February 3rd, 2021, I'm going to give this team a B- as an entire team. Congratulations to the Brewers for signing, I forgot his name, Colton Wong. Great signing there for Colton Wong and the Brewers, and I hope that he works out for you guys. Let me know what you think down below of the Brewers in 21 of this move. Let me know other teams you want to see previews on. I'm doing them all, so let me know who you want next. Put it in the comments below. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up button. And we're going to talk to you next time. See ya!
When the Giants come to town, it's bye-bye.